Take a deep breath. Right now, there is only you in this moment. The sounds around you slowly fade away. You're entering a moment where time stands still, and all you can hear is the echo within you. Just for a moment, accept that everything you're thinking is just a thought. Just for a moment, feel as if you are made only of your thoughts. Now imagine this. One morning, just as you're about to begin your day, a storm breaks inside your mind. Anxieties, little obsessions, unresolved questions. A voice, like a current, starts pulling you. You feel like your thoughts are directing you. But who's truly in control of these thoughts? Is it really you, or something hidden deep in the darker corners of your mind? Close your eyes and imagine yourself in a forest. A faint scent of moisture rises from the soil. Light filters through the leaves above, illuminating forgotten corners of your mind. This forest is a reflection of your inner world. Some paths are open and easy, bathed in light. Others are dark, uncertain. Each path is like a thought in your mind. Some are familiar, safe, predictable. Others are the ones you fear to wander into. But each of them carries a unique kind of power. Now step deeper into the forest. Which path do you choose? Do you feel your thoughts are guiding you? Or is it the paths themselves that pull you forward? Which decisions are made consciously, and which ones happen automatically, without you even noticing? This brings us to a deeper question. Can you truly control your thoughts? Think about it. Your mind is always working. Are you aware of your thoughts at every moment? Or are you simply lost in them, carried by them instead of watching them? The voices in your mind, your inner dialogues, your snap judgments, are they truly yours? Or are they shaped by invisible forces beyond your awareness? By now, perhaps you've begun to notice how limited conscious thinking really is. Your mind may seem like it's under your control, but in reality, there are other mechanisms at play beneath the surface. Daniel Kahneman, a psychologist and Nobel laureate, describes the way our mind works through two systems, System 1 and System 2. System 1 is automatic thinking, fast, instinctive. It gives you snap judgments without effort. When you see someone at the grocery store and instantly think, I know that person, that's System 1 working. It reacts quickly, relying on feelings and impressions. But here's the question. Which thoughts are actually your conscious choices? And which ones are just the result of these fast, automatic processes? More importantly, are these thoughts really under your control? Do you shape the way you see the world? Or does your brain, through your past experiences, beliefs, and emotions, make decisions without you even realizing? System 1 protects you through fast responses. When someone shouts at you suddenly, you instinctively back away. When walking down a street, you subtly change your direction. It feels like your choice, but it isn't. It's an automatic reflex triggered without your conscious awareness. Yes, System 1 helps you survive. It tells you how to react in a split second. But what if your entire life was governed by it? What if you were only reacting, never really choosing? How free would you be then? This is where System 2 comes in. You've probably noticed how System 2 works while listening to this. It's the part of your mind that slows down to think carefully, logically. It's the part that turns on when you're solving a math problem or when you drift into deep thought. But the real question is, how often does it actually engage? How much of your thinking is really managed by conscious awareness? Sometimes, activating System 2 feels like a struggle. When you're caught in a repetitive thought, can you really say you're choosing it? the more a thought repeats, the more your mind accepts it as reality. Automatic thinking, paired with a persistent inner voice, slowly becomes the lens through which you see yourself. So we have to ask, is conscious thinking really something we control? Or is it just another illusion inside the machinery of our brain? But let's pause for a second. What if your thoughts aren't just automatic, but also inherited? What if the stories your mind tells you aren't entirely yours, but echoes from others, from your parents, your teachers, the culture you grew up in, the world you absorbed before you even knew how to question it? Sometimes, the voice in your head isn't your own voice, but a collection of borrowed patterns, whispers of old warnings, unseen fears passed down through time. And still, we listen. We believe every word it says without ever asking, who taught me to think this way? This is the invisible architecture of the mind, a blueprint written before we even knew we had a say. Or not just fighting automatic thoughts, you're moving through layers of meaning built by years you barely remember. This isn't just about awareness, it's about unraveling identity. To witness your thoughts is to begin untangling what is truly you from what was given to you. And maybe that's the real challenge. Not to silence the mind, but to understand whose voice is speaking through it. Kahneman's question lingers. Do we control our thoughts? Or is this control merely an illusion? Is the mind a self-shaping, self-running machine? And are we simply passengers within it? Let's go deeper. As you reflect on how thoughts are managed, you begin to see that the mind constantly rebuilds itself. Every thought, every experience, every piece of new information leaves a trace. But this trace can pull you like a current. No matter how intentional you try to be, your mind can lead you into certain paths, and before long, you're trapped inside your own inner world. Have you felt it? That moment when you lose yourself in a stream of thought and forget the outside world. When thought becomes so loud, so overwhelming, that it begins to control you. This is a state we often miss. The mind functions independently, and we live on the surface of it, rarely diving deep. But are those thoughts really under your control? Or are you merely being pulled along by a brain you don't fully understand? Sometimes, even the smallest whisper can draw you in. A fleeting fear, a quiet worry, and suddenly, your entire perspective shifts. These processes move beyond conscious thought. They shape your reality without you even noticing. Now let's return to conscious thinking. System 2 demands deliberate effort. It observes each thought carefully, weighing logic over emotion. But how often do you truly engage it? System 1 is always there, offering shortcuts. And even when you try to think differently, you often find yourself pulled back, responding automatically. That's because your mind is built upon years of habit. Every thought, every reaction is sculpted by your past. To control your thoughts means to rewrite those habits, to rewire the brain's natural pathways. And that takes effort, daily effort. But here's the hardest truth. Even that effort may be an illusion, because deep within, far older processes are still in motion. Processes that no amount of willpower can fully override. So does that mean your thoughts are truly your own? Not always. Sometimes your mind will drag you into a memory, a fear, a feeling so strong that it silences reason. And in that moment, all you can do is recognize what is happening and step back. You might not control your thoughts, but you can begin to witness them. And maybe that's where real freedom begins. But maybe the real transformation doesn't come from trying to fix every thought, but from becoming still enough to notice them. to feel the way a thought rises, settles, and fades without having to chase it. There is something sacred in this silent witnessing, not trying to resist, not trying to change, but simply allowing. Because in that stillness, you begin to realize you are not the content of your thoughts. You are the space in which they appear. You are the awareness that watches them come and go. And in that space, a strange kind of peace arrives, not because your thoughts stopped, but because you stopped identifying with them. You are not your fear. You are not your past. You are not even the voice inside your head. You are the one who hears it, the one who sees through the noise, the one who remembers to return to the silence within. And maybe that's what it really means to wake up. So what should you do? Perhaps the first step is simply to observe, to see each thought as a stranger passing by, to not grab onto it, but to watch it drift like a cloud in the sky. A person who learns to lead themselves knows when to let go of thought and just observe it from a distance. The more you believe your thoughts define you, the more tightly you cling to them. But if you can see them as something separate from your identity, a new kind of freedom emerges. Ask yourself, how often does your mind pull you into its current? How deep do you go before you realize you're drifting? Because every thought is a road leading somewhere. But whether you walk it or not, that choice perhaps is still yours. Now, as everything goes still, leave yourself with a single question. Are these thoughts truly mine, or am I just the witness? Maybe the greatest freedom is not to control your thoughts, but to wake up to them.